The Snowflake House Respite Foundation recently opened up their overnight respite house. I had the chance to find out more about what it will mean for the community.
I'm very pleased to be joined with Shelley and Varinga, the executive director for the Snowflake House Respite Foundation here in Lloydminster. So Shelley, first off, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Now, I know the Snowflake House Foundation just opened up their overnight respite house. Just talk about how big of a deal this is for the foundation and what it will ultimately mean for the community.
We were informed by the multiple funders that we work with that there's a desperate need for an overnight respite. Somewhere kids can go for 24 to 72 hours at a time, giving their parents a break. So we've worked really hard and we rented a 3-bedroom house in town and we have 6 beds. And so that gives us the opportunity to take kiddos ages 2 to 14 for 24 to 72 hours.
What kind of services are going to be offered at the overnight respite house?
We have workers there 24 hours a day, of course. We have a home type setting. It's really pretty. It's not sterile at all. We have craft room, activities, toys. Thanks to Hyundai Lloydminster, they bought us a bunch of sports equipment that the kids can set up for street hockey in the garage. We do a lot of mentoring services. We help them to learn to read and to write. We have flashcard systems.
So for those that may not be familiar with the Snowflake House Respite Foundation, just give us a little bit of background onto what you guys do in the community.
So Snowflake House Foundation was started 8 years ago by Lily Blonde, who is a mom with an autistic son, couldn't find resources to help her and her family, so she created it. We provide respite services daytime. We do all kinds of behavioral management. We do, so behavioral management, mentorships. We help with schoolwork. We just basically work helping them learn manners, how to communicate with other people. Sometimes it's just playtime and we take them out to the park or to the water park or do all kinds of things. Bring them here, play games right in the office.
Now, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic has played a damper on a lot of organizations here in the border city. Talk about how you were affected by COVID-19 from the beginning to right now when we're in phase 4.2 of the reopen plan.
So in the beginning, we were doing really well. We had 34 active families that we were working with. COVID, of course, dropped us down to at least 50%, but that's starting to increase again. We have a lot of safety features in place. All our staff have masks. We bought face shields. We have carry sanitizer with them everywhere they go and just being really super cautious.
How big has the community support been for the foundation during this pandemic?
Snowflake hasn't really asked for much help in the community, but lately we, of course, with opening the house, we've had to reach out for toys and things, and the community response has been really big. We've got a ton of toys given to us. Hyundai Lloydminster was awesome. They bought sheet sets for the beds, they bought some bedding, and then they filled us with sports equipment. So we've been very fortunate.
And lastly, just for anyone that's watching, if they want to help out or get involved in some way, shape, or form, how can they do so?
They can either contact me by phone at 306-830-2655 or look for us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page.
Well, Shelley, I really appreciate your time and thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.